Why is chess, like, it's a relatively pretty global sport. A lot of people seem to play it. So why according to you is not part of Olympics yet?
So I've heard many reasons for it. I don't know कौन सा true है.
Is carom an Olympic sport? Checkers an Olympic sport? शोट नहीं लग सकती तो ओलंपिक स्पोर्ट नहीं है भाई.
I disagree. स्पोर्ट के जो सारे फैक्टर्स होते हैं वो चेस में भी है.
सिवाय पैसा.
So what was your reaction when you saw Gukesh winning?
मुझे तो लगा नहीं था कि वो गेम जो 14 गेम जो जीता he'll win in that क्योंकि game was going to a draw.
Most of the top Indian chess players are very good role models for the youth.
Samay, one thing is true, you may get 20 million views, but Rolex has a higher likelihood to sponsor chess than India's Got Latent, even if you have more views.
Do you think?
And a 5 rupee product has a higher likelihood of...
Wow, just attacking my brands.
The hope is that chess becomes more and more mainstream. So hopefully chess at some point becomes as famous as India's Got Latent.
Hopefully you also become one day as famous as Ranjit Alabaria.
I'm glad to be a part of Zerodha's media network 01, whose team and resources enabled me to put all of this together.
Hello and welcome to Food Farmers Podcast, because even a man with his credibility needs ad revenue. So that's a good.
That's exactly the point of the
But
podcast.
I genuinely love your stuff. By you keep doing a lot of you keep raising your voice and get a lot of legal cases also is what I can assume.
And
Yeah,
ad
yeah,
revenue
it's
is the only way.
So why you do this to your mental health? For us.
नहीं यार, it's
मैं तो
fun.
किटकैट खाते हुए देख रहा हूँ आपका कि अरे बढ़िया बोल तो बढ़िया रहा है.
As long as आप KitKat खा रहे हो ठीक है. अब और सब दूसरे जो और सब बहुत कुछ है.
अच्छा किटकैट चलता है वो.
KitKat कभी-कभी चलता है ब्रेक में.
What's the goal of this podcast? You want to promote chess?
I saw Gukesh is trending and अभी बहुत views आ सकते हैं. तो
I love honesty. Always honest. So when you date a girl, do you do her full body checkup before you date her? Much
उनका
magnesium.
शादी हो गया.
Oh, तो उसका और dating का क्या relation?
You're completely thrown him off.
भाई आपके मसूड़े बहुत अच्छे हैं सच में.
thank you यार. I use Colgate.
अरे तो अच्छा है उसमें भी. भाई आप लोग इतना वो लेना पड़ता होगा ना precaution before you give any recommendation.
बहुत ज़्यादा. अभी मैं अगर Colgate बोल दूंगा वहाँ पर comment में 10 आ जाएगा कि Colgate is not good, did you not read the label. हाँ ऐसा बहुत.
Mental health कैसी है आपकी?
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं रही है.
खराब हो गई होगी ना?
बहुत ज़्यादा. हेल्थ के बारे में मैं बात करता हूँ और मेरा ही मेंटल हेल्थ सबसे खराब है.
That's the thing.
आपका कैसा है? मतलब आप कॉमेडी करते हो, आप लोग समझते होंगे ना कि ये तो फन बंदा है, बट आपका मतलब स्ट्रेस कैसा चलता है?
मैं तो चिल ही हूँ यार.
ओके कूल. तो कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछ लेते हैं आप लोग सबसे. सो ये सब these are some of the most googled questions around chess. सो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन है, why is chess not part of the Olympics yet? और ये आप लोग से भी स्पेशली कहा कि you, for people who don't know, unfortunately there will be some people unfortunately who may not know him.
Who's he?
Who's he? What's your introduction?
I'm Vidit Gujarati, commonly known as Samay's friend.
He's Vidit Gujarati. His world rank in chess is 14.
It's falling.
It's falling. It was 14. And
With
now,
every minute it's going down, yeah.
no, but the crazy irony is कि इनका chess rank, world rank, is the same as जो विराट कोहली का cricket में rank है. But अगर विराट कोहली का मतलब
How good he's making you look यार Vidit भाई.
Look, learn something. What you did not do in 5 years.
हाँ तो इनका चेस रैंक विराट कोहली का जो टेस्ट रैंक है वही सेम इनका वर्ल्ड रैंक है. ऑल्दो विराट कोहली का टेस्ट रैंक अभी काफी खराब है, बट एनीवे इनका वर्ल्ड रैंक
वेलकम होम.
बट पॉइंट है कि हम लोग क्रिकेट को इतना सर पे चढ़ाते हैं, एंड टू सम एक्सटेंट इज जस्टिफाइड एज वेल, बट समवन लाइक हिम देयर विल बी अनफॉर्चुनेटली सम पीपल गोना बी वाचिंग दिस हु स्टिल डोंट नो हु ही इज. So I first want to introduce you, and now I want to ask you, what according to you is why is chess like it's a relatively pretty global sport. A lot of people seem to play it. So why according to you is not part of Olympics yet?
So I've heard many reasons for it. I don't know कौन सा true है. Like it's not a physical sport. ये बोलते हैं कि उसमें physical कुछ activity नहीं है. फिर वो बोलते हैं कि it goes on for long. But now we have shorter formats also. So
The IPL version मतलब
हाँ
to make-
like 10 minutes के भी होते हैं and one day में भी tournament हो सकता है. So that's not really what's stopping. I don't see it
Is
happening.
carom an Olympic sport?
नहीं.
Is checkers an Olympic sport?
नहीं ये सब I don't think एक भी है.
I think फिर अगर चोट नहीं लग सकती तो वो sport नहीं है फिर Olympic में. That's what I can assume.
कोई ब्रेक डांसिंग या कुछ भी अभी तक if I'm not
चोट
wrong.
लग सकती है उसमें?
हाँ चोट लग सकती है वैसे.
चोट नहीं लग सकती तो ओलंपिक स्पोर्ट नहीं है भाई. अब तुम पीस लेके मारो दूसरे
आपको
मुंह पे
कभी
2
से-
साल में
कोई
ओलंपिक
गिर जाता है चेस बोर्ड पे ऐसे खेलते खेलते तो
वो
चोट
तो-
तो कहीं पे भी लग सकती है और मेंटल चोट तो
मेंटल चोट
लगती
हाँ अभी
है.
बात कर रहे
दिखती
थे.
नहीं है ना वो तो. That's why mental health people don't talk about so much.
But I think overall it also requires a lot of effort to make it happen, and also the federation, like the international body of chess, has to work with the Olympic committee and बहुत कुछ. There is a lot of work that goes behind making a sport into an Olympic sport, and chess has its own Olympiad, which is beautiful क्योंकि वहाँ पे 180 plus countries part लेते हैं.
Wow.
So it's one of the biggest sporting gatherings. तो पता नहीं अगर चेस ओलंपिक्स में आएगा तो then this will stop. So while this would be great, I mean in a way, but there are some downsides also.
और एक चीज ये जब बोल रहे थे just for whoever does not know him इनका इंट्रोडक्शन ऑलरेडी हो गया. इनका इंट्रोडक्शन शायद से जरूरत नहीं है at this
अरे
point.
please.
नहीं
3 महीना पहले तो
बिल्कुल
जरूरत
नहीं
था.
जरूरत.
अरे दे दो ना यार, मुझे सुनना है अच्छी बात है अपने बारे में.
अच्छा कौन बोला? बट इनका इंट्रोडक्शन पहले कर लेते हैं. दिस इज सागर शाह, द फाउंडर ऑफ चेस बेस इंडिया. सो चेस का व्हाट इज द इक्विवेलेंट व्हिच पीपल विल नो, लाइक मैं यूजुअली ट्राई करता हूँ एक्सप्लेन करने क्रिकेटिंग टर्म्स में क्योंकि लोगों को क्रिकेट के बारे में पता है.
He's the Jay Shah of cricket.
Jay
of
Shah.
chess.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया.
So is it Jay Shah or is it like you are a owner of Cricinfo equivalent?
Yeah,
Or something
ESPN,
like
Quick
that.
Info.
Some people say like commentator में they compare with
Harsha
Harsha
Bhogle.
Bhogle, but like he is of course a great commentator. But we are just commentating and trying to popularize chess.
And it seems like in the last 5 years you've done a great job. अभी 5 साल में तो बहुत crazy rapidly grow हुआ है chess.
I think it's like putting him as a commentator is like narrowing it down too much. Like ChessBase India covers tournaments. Like anything related to chess, ChessBase India is there. Like कुछ भी equipment से लेके books से लेके. So their aim which they started was empowering chess in India. That's how it began. तो कुछ भी छोटे से छोटा chess tournament and Olympiad. They'll cover it all, write about it,
Yeah.
spread
Like
awareness.
in podcast terms, is the beer biceps of chess.
Is that a compliment?
Yes. Acha, you are taking shots on beer biceps. Crazy. Hani Singh Basha of podcast.
So another question which was there, a very interesting question. Why is chess mainly dominated by South Indians?
I think as a Kashmiri, I can answer this.
Yeah, sure.
भाई AC डाल सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ यार AC ऑन कर सकते हैं तो कर सकते हैं.
ओ साउंड में इशू आएगा. फिर गर्मी में रहते हैं फिर.
कुछ भी साउंड थोड़ा बहुत हो सकता है कुछ भी.
कोई फूक मारे अगर मेरे पे तब यहाँ से. कोई वैसे वो मार सकता है मेरे पे. हाँ ऐसे कुछ तो करे यार, गर्मी लग रही है भाई.
वो करेक्ट. ये क्या
अरे
आपको
ये बेसिकली.
ये कर सकते हैं.
कोई है किसी को कोई बीकॉम एनी.
लाइक कर सकते हैं.
मैं भी
And he is
वैसे-
also CA by the way.
Why don't we do this?
अरे आपसे शोभा थोड़ी देगा यार.
आ रहा है हवा पर.
नहीं नहीं
तो किससे शोभा देगा?
आप दो.
आई थिंक चेस
Yeah.
साउथ इंडिया में काफ़ी मतलब बहुत सारे टॉप प्लेयर्स हैं. इनफैक्ट विदित इज एन एक्सेप्शन टू दैट बिकॉज आई थिंक इन टॉप 5 इंडियंस राइट नाउ वी हैव गुकेश, विशी आनंद, प्रज्ञानंदा, अर्जुन एरिगाइसी एंड विदित. सो 4 आर फ्रॉम साउथ इंडिया, तमिलनाडु एंड तेलंगाना.
And where is Vidit Gujarati from?
ही इज फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र.
Yeah.
So do you get that a lot? Like about your name,
हाँ.
like where you're from. Are you actually Gujarati?
Yeah, that's one of the questions they asked. Like I have a very similar story to Samay, and nobody has ever known about this.
Oh, first
Yeah,
time.
you were also oppressed so community.
Yeah, so like my ancestors 200 years ago, I recently found out when people were asking, "Are you really Gujarati?" I asked someone in my family. They said we are part of Gujarat, but the ruler there was a Muslim ruler, and he was forcing us to convert. So they left. So we are very similar. We are actually brothers in that way.
Yeah, but I didn't expect this podcast to become communal so soon. Like
So,
just
yeah.
begun.
So then they moved to Maharashtra because they didn't want to convert.
ये झूठ बोल रहे हैं असली में इनके जो फैमिली था ना I know them they were very like alcoholics and all
Okay.
and in Gujarat it's a dry state
200 years ago.
they had to that's the truth to be honest don't
Okay.
show this one
हाँ ये काट देंगे.
but this is what I know from his family
Okay.
Where is this podcast going?
So South India में chess is popular just because वहाँ लोग serious है. Like what
I
is?
think the first player, like first IM was from South India,
Okay.
Manuel Aaron. And also बहुत सारे players थे, तो वहाँ पे tournaments बहुत सारे होने लगे. Then Vishy Anand is also from there, so he like turbocharged the chess growth there. So what happens is ज़्यादा tournaments होते हैं, अच्छे players आते हैं, जब अच्छे players आते हैं तो youngsters get an opportunity to play, तो overall level grow होने लगता है. And at some point it becomes a momentum which is difficult to stop.
And do you think it's now reached that?
Yeah, now it's like now you cannot stop Tamil Nadu from or Chennai from creating more grandmasters. It keeps on happening. If you go now, there'll be like so many young kids who are in academy, so many trainers there. So it has become like a machine, you know, like it'll keep on producing great players. The question is, can we do that in other parts of India?
भाई देखो
So
क्या
it's
है
like
कि
how there is a wrestling culture in Haryana. So it's similar कि वहाँ पे वो culture ही बन गया. One good player comes, then it becomes part of it. ऐसे. So chess
thing
is
is
very.
कि साउथ इंडिया में ना भाई गर्मी बहुत होती है सच में like have you been to Chennai in summer I went to Mahabalipuram it was like
भाई
very
आपका
dangerous
जो लॉजिक है ना उससे राजस्थान वगैरह में भी बहुत ग्रैंड
आपने सुना मेरा लॉजिक
वही था आपका कि रूम में बैठ के चेस खेलेंगे है ना बाहर गर्मी रहती
he had the potential to be a good player but I don't know why it was
तो
lost
मैं तो बोला तो फिर डेजर्ट वगैरह एरिया में ज्यादा जीएम्स होने चाहिए ना
वहाँ बचपन में शादी हो जाती ना उनकी तो शादी के बाद फिर तो प्लेयर का डाउनफॉल ही आता है as we all know
हाँ
So another question was how, like, you know, suppose a 10-year-old or a 5-6-year-old is watching, or like a parent is watching and they want their child to become a professional chess player. So what is the path
you should watch my streams first that's the first step
to not becoming a
no
professional?
to really see the dangers chess can do
Okay.
because most people don't end up becoming a good chess player right
I think you have to start if you want to become like a professional at
Yeah.
absolute top. If you look at all the top players, they started from the age like 5 to 8 or जल्दी किया तो भी better 5 to 9 basically. उसके बाद it becomes tough to I don't know if there is any player who started after that and has reached the top.
Yeah.
Of course you can become a good player. You can of course become like Samay. You can become, but you cannot become a top player.
Do you think
Many ways
playing
to
chess has like, you know, कि आप क्योंकि chess में बहुत analytical way में सोचते होगे, strategic way में, तो वो दूसरे way में आप कोई और कुछ कर रहे हो और आप वही दिमाग लगा रहे हो कि ये एकदम
do. Yeah, you
complex.
develop your skills.
So
I think everyone should learn chess and then जो भी वो फील्ड में है उसमें उनको काम आएगा so I mean there is a case to be made for introducing chess as a subject in schools.
So
भाई मैं
this-
बात करता हूँ health को बुलाऊँ सब subject
तो
school
health
में
के
आप बोल रहे हो
related
आप chess को
But
बनाओ.
health का भी एक है ना like this village in Kerala, which
That one village man पूरे 10 करोड़ लोगों ने उस विलेज का एग्जांपल दिया है पता है आज तक
भाई पर है तो सही ना
such
You
true
never-
story.
yeah you
I've
never-
been there.
I know that's
Yeah,
just
he has
one
been there,
village.
Okay, what's the story though?
So
भाई
he
एक
can-
village
he
है
has
भाई
been there.
जिसमें ना इसके जो बोलते हैं ना वो सब जो थे उनके दोस्त थे जो इनके ग्रैंडफादर थे सब ठीक है तो वो एक विलेज में चले गए उसके बाद इनके ग्रैंडफादर के दोस्त जो सब वो लोग इन लोग महाराष्ट्र में आ गए इनके ग्रैंडफादर के दोस्त सब कहीं केरला में एक विलेज में चले गए वहाँ उन्होंने जमकर रोज रात को उन्हें शराबें पी सच में ये ट्रू स्टोरी है जमकर एकदम कूड़ा कर दिया
मेरे
स्टोरी
कुछ रिलेटिव्स नहीं है.
मतलब हाँ वो काट देंगे इसमें से डोंट वरी ठीक है तो उनके साथ अभी भी टच में है
भाई मैं 250 years
हाँ
old.
तो हो गया तो वो लोग बहुत शराबी पी उन्होंने वहाँ पे ना तो उनका कुछ चला नहीं तो वहाँ पे फिर एक चाय वाला आया और उसने यही है ना अपने चाय की दुकान
चाय
के
वाला नहीं है
तीस
उनका काम चाय बनाना है
चाय वाला ही होता है
मतलब वो कुछ और भी करते रहेंगे पहले अब भी चाय
ही वाज अ ग्रेट फादर एंड ही वाज आल्सो चाय वाला ठीक है वाज अ ग्रेट गार्डनर आल्सो बट चाय भी अच्छा बनाते चाय की दुकान थी उनकी उन्होंने चाय के बाहर चेस रखा तो लोग चेस खेलने लग गए और फिर वो विलेज बेटर हो गया मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी देश का भला सिर्फ चाय वाला ही कर सकता है
moral of the story is chess is a better addiction than
it helped them.
अच्छा
get
वो लोग
rid
बाय द
of-
वे आज के डेट में सब जॉबलेस हैं. वो सब जो पहले शराब पीते थे कम से कम खुश थे. अब वो बस कुछ काम नहीं, बस चेस खेलते
चेस
हैं.
स्ट्रीमिंग में भी नहीं करते हैं.
कुछ नहीं करते वो. कुछ नहीं
भाई
आता
वो
बस.
लोग सब बहुत खुश है.
खुश. You never know. Have you spoken?
Yes, I went there. They were all very happy. They used to work full day, and in the evening, instead of drinking,
or
they now play
gambling and
chess.
stuff. Yeah.
काम चालू है भाई, सिर्फ चेस नहीं खेल रहे.
वो अब पैग लगा के खेलते हैं. मैं बता रहा हूँ, सच बता रहा हूँ मैं. वो अभी पी के खेलते हैं भाई. क्या है सर ये? कोक आ गया. थैंक यू.
इनको एक कोक मिल रहा है, लेकिन ये एक ऐसे इन लोग दे रहे हैं ताकि दूसरे लोग को पता नहीं चले कि ये कोक है.
You don't drink coke.
हाँ देखते
So,
हैं.
but I can drink.
हाँ बट मुझे उसका लेबल नहीं दिखाना था ताकि लोग और यूथ इंस्पायर नहीं होए. यूथ
मेरे आपको लगता है मेरे कोक पीऊंगा तो लोग इंस्पायर होंगे?
हो सकता है यार, आप अभी तो ट्रेंड कर रहे हो. आप
तो?
भी सेकंड गुकेश हो.
Do you think like a person like me or you has a responsibility to not drink coke, basically to not be ourselves? मैं अपने घर पे पीता हूँ भाई कोक. Do you think it's my responsibility कि मैं पब्लिक स्पेस में भी अभी अरे जल पिए हैं ये करूँ?
थोड़ा आई थिंक फ़र्क पड़ता है. मेरे को लगता है फ़र्क पड़ता है. जो ऑडियंस होते हैं 8-10 साल के, 12-15 साल के, वो देखेंगे, वो अगर आपको लुकअप करते हैं, दे मे गेट
भाई
इंस्पायर्ड.
8-10 साल का आदमी अगर मुझे देख रहा है तो उसके पेरेंट्स हैव फेल्ड. टू बी रियली ऑनेस्ट, इट्स अ पेरेंटल इशू. तो इट्स लाइक जैसे मैं जब छोटा था 8-9 साल का, मेरा बाप मारता था मेरे को टीवी देखने पे. तो आई डिडंट वॉच. यस.
सच्ची मार खाया
Yes,
अपने
yes.
बचपन.
व्हाट वर यू वाचिंग ऑन टीवी?
No, he wanted to watch.
ओके.
So, you know, I never got to get influenced by all this, and I really think he did a great job as a father. So it's the parents that you should, have responsible, not me. I have to be myself.
Yeah, of course.
If I have to influence people to something, it is to be honest. दुनिया में बहुत fake लोग हैं भाई. Public eye में especially. Because you get depressed when you see someone who is so perfect all the time, looking good all the time, saying the right things. You feel मुझ में कुछ कमी है क्या? Then
but
comes a
अगर
guy
कोई-
like me who's drinking
अगर
diet
इस-
coke, who's saying the wrong things. You're like, you know what? It's okay to be me. Because this is who I relate to.
And what if someone is truthful also and is good also? दोनों है.
तो वो boring लोग से मैं बात नहीं करता हूँ.
यहाँ पे क्या कर
कर तो रहे हो भाई हम लोग से बात.
तो moving on, so another question was around why are there such few women chess players in the world, in the top rung I'm talking about. So there were some stats that said ki out of the top 100 players in the world, not a single one of them is.
क्या हुआ भाई?
I think ये जो हमारा gender diverse panel है. What a great person to ask this question. Why do you think there are no women in chess?
But I can tell you one thing that has happened amazingly. I was checking the stats of my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
and in the last year, the women who are watching chess has increased from 8% to 33%.
That's because I've stopped coming on your channel.
I was surprised when I saw this. So I feel that the number of women who are watching chess and taking up chess is also growing.
But even in F1, I think the following increased once this documentary came on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So same thing in chess also happened. Like Queen's
Queen's
Gambit,
Gambit, yeah.
came, and also I think it became more chess itself became more mainstream in recent times. Not as mainstream as other like cricket, nowhere compared to, but still. बाकी स्पोर्ट्स से तो काफी मेनस्ट्रीम हुआ लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स में.
But also, if you see national championships now, under 8, under 10 in India, there are a lot of girls who participate, and so it is growing in that sense. The question does remain that when it comes to top,
Yeah.
why are there not women in top 100? Like there was Judith Polgar who reached world number 8. She has been an absolute inspiration for everyone. There was Ho Yifan who reached top 100. But ये दोनों को छोड़ के no one has managed to reach there, and so
So I always wondered why it has happened. Like because there is no physical limitation
Exactly, was
which
my
can
question.
happen to
Exactly
other
my-
sports. I also wondered this, and I felt is that in like traditionally more men played the sport, and because they competed amongst themselves, there was this huge competition. They're forced to improve, you know. And with Judith, I think what she did great was she always played in open category. She always played against the top chess grandmasters who were like men. she rarely, I think, played in the women category, as
And
far as I
currently,
remember.
the other women are usually playing in the female category, not in the open category. You're saying, like
I mean,
usually.
at least with Judith and Hui Fan, who both, I saw them playing more in the open category, was one of the things. And I think second thing which could be like culturally, like for example, when I was 9 or 10, I could travel abroad to a different country with my coach. Like, you know, which was, but with women, the safety issue also, like culturally, it's not so easy at a young age. Then the parent has to come. Then it's like a lot of hassle, like there are more hurdles for their growth.
Yeah.
So I feel these two could be the reason. I don't know if there
There's-
are more, but.
Like, if you ask my honest opinion on this, really.
Oh my. Please leave it to yourself.
No, this is a really honest opinion. I feel that women are, you know, beautiful in general. And the thing is that there's studies have shown this, that women and men, both until a certain age in chess, they are equally strong. But just after adolescence, the women drop-off rate is huge. That they leave chess. The number of women who leave chess are way higher than the guys who stay in chess. This is a statistic. And that could be one of these reasons, that safety issues, उसके अलावा cultural issues के अलावा family का आना पड़ता है, खर्चा बढ़ जाता है. तो this trend is there. It's seen that until a certain age, men and women are strong equally. Then the number of women who drop off is insane.
And as young as like 10 to 10, 11 years
Yes,
old. 12 years
like just around that age. And उसमें जो बच जाती हैं लड़कियां, उसमें फिर like अब इतने लड़कों में से you're comparing with this simple sample size which is so small, so like this will always be way higher than this. So I think that is just a result of that. Otherwise, like you said, Judith Polgar, the Polgar sisters have shown this, that it's not a biological limitation. I genuinely believe that anomalies are nothing but things that, look, this is possible. It's not कि oh, this is an anomaly. People say अरे Judith Polgar is an anomaly. Anomaly का मतलब है कि भाई हो सकता है अगर करना चाहो तो. तो मतलब अगर एक Judith Polgar है तो करोड़ Judith Polgar भी बन सकती हैं.
The most intellectual thing Samay has said so far.
Bro, I think way before this also I was saying, but it was just you guys are not on my level.
The question tha, how much do chess players earn? And I'm not asking about your income, but approximately like a top 1 to 10 player and then the 10 to 100 ranked player, like, you know, some range, or what are the avenues for people to earn?
It's a fraction of his membership. What he earns in a month.
I think a good example of the possibility of chess to earn is what Gukesh won in the World Championship.
Okay.
It's very rare, like, to reach World Championship, but for every game that he won $200,000.
Wow.
It could be one latent episode, but but I'm saying like if you see someone who is 18 years old, and that is Gukesh, let's say Pragnananda who is 19, Arjun who is 21, even Vidit to some extent he's there in that bracket. Everyone earns quite well. But so earlier you could only say Vishy Anand was earning well through chess. Now you have at least 5 or 6 people who are making a decent living, and I feel few years down the line there will be 20. ऐसा मेरा feeling है, but it's clear
But
that
what are the avenues to earn money? Like एक है tournament जीतो, उसके अलावा और क्या
prize
avenues?
money and sponsorships are the main for players.
Streaming.
Players, bhai.
Players का बात
But players can also stream. I mean, there are many players who stream, no?
Who
Very
used to
few.
stream?
Who used to stream and they still stream. Hikaru still streams.
Yeah. Hikaru
Like,
is, I
people
think,
make content around it. Like content has become only big now. Pehle tha hi
Levy
nahi na.
must be the richest chess.
Is the third richest chess
And from
player.
rank 11 to rank 100, how are they making money?
If you become a good chess player and you are not able to make it to the top 10, but you have worked really hard, because chess is a growing sport, many kids want to learn and so on. As a grandmaster, you can become a coach if that you have those things.
So the thing is
and
you can earn
well.
in the chess ecosystem, but not as a top professional unless you are in top 10.
Got it.
Like after that you can still earn, but it's a struggle. But within the chess ecosystem, you can, like how Sagar started a media company. Like he loves chess, passionate, and he was good at it. He wanted to do something in chess. He revolutionized by covering tournaments, writing about it, speaking about it. There are people who are coaching. They couldn't become top players, so they are good coach. Illegal move.
Takes
so
one to know
आपने
one.
बोला about grandmaster. So what is the process? And I think it's for you as well. what does a grandmaster mean? What does the title grandmaster mean? How can someone become a grandmaster?
So Grandmaster, this title was introduced in like 1950s, 60s, something like this. It was titled कि एक top player इसको कैसे बताए दुनिया को. So he's a grandmaster of the game. So only the world's top 10 players were given this title of grandmaster because they were like, you know, constantly winning tournaments, stuff like this. Then there a process came into picture कि how one can achieve a grandmaster. So it's a title which you have until lifetime. So once you are a grandmaster, you will always be a grandmaster.
Like what level do you need to reach कि ये grandmaster बन गया? Like is there a ranking? Is there a rating?
Yeah, there is a rating system. Like generally, जो Magnus Carlsen, for example, if you take as benchmark, who is world number 1, he is let's say 2820, something like this.
Okay.
And grandmaster जब अभी बनते हैं, he needs base minimum requirement of 2500.
Okay.
उसके above like 2600, 2700 को unofficially बोलते हैं super grandmaster.
Should I
Like that
explain
world's
it
top
very
30.
simply? It's very difficult.
Simply, it's very difficult.
Difficult to
85
become one.
grandmasters है इंडिया में अभी at this
In
point.
one,
India में.
85, and in the world there will be around 2000 to 2200 ऐसे grandmasters. And I am a good case of someone who worked really hard at chess could not become a grandmaster.
In comedy, you have this excuse that comedy is subjective. So you can be a very, you know, you might have the worst jokes in the world, but then you can say, they don't get me. But in chess, if you are unable to become grandma, on paper you are bad. You are just a bad chess player.
that's why it hurts
That's
a lot.
what you are.
That's
And
I make a move.
why am I checkmated?
stalemated.
Stalemate.
good proof.
Good example. Would you be able to mate me with this?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But I can also mate. I was just proving a point. क्या है? You didn't see the comic timing.
So एक question है, when you see people again going cricket में कोई World Cup जीत रहे हैं, they're coming and the entire Marine Drive is packed with people, and then someone's winning Big Boss, and even there it's like, you know, the street is swarming with people, and then you have Gukesh who also got a pretty decent welcome. I'm not saying कि कुछ नहीं हुआ, but do you feel like when you see something like that, do you feel angry कि, or like is there like यार chess even deserves this?
I used to ऐसे feel, but it's common कि जो लोग देख रहे हैं, there'll be more people watching. Naturally, it'll get more attention. तो इसमें मतलब कुछ गुस्सा होने का point है ही नहीं.
Because
You
बहुत
bring more
memes-
eyeballs, you grow the sport, you grow the ecosystem. आएंगे लोग, मतलब you cannot force people to do this, right?
That's a very mature reply.
You're talking about the Munawar video, right?
Yeah, yeah. But there were a lot of memes after Gukesh won, showing Munawar's video and showing Gukesh, and कि वहाँ पर एक पूरा ocean था और यहाँ पर 50 लोग हैं.
I feel that it's just love is love, man. Like what Munawar's win means to a lot of people in that area. I'm not saying because I know him or anything, but even if I was not his friend, I would still tell you this: that कि भाई, what his win means to us and what it means to the people who celebrate it is very different. For us, it means कि oh, he won a reality show, okay, great. But for those guys who live in his area, it means that oh, someone like us can also make it in life, and that's what his win stands for them. For them, it's not just another reality show. For them, it's like someone who was like us, who was selling these utensils, who was working in these shops, has now so much money and who has made it, and that's what they're celebrating. It's a celebration of hope, and it's okay.
The
People
second intellectual thing today, Samaya said. But anyway,
so,
You can count on fingers, basically.
तो वही है मतलब I feel it's a way of seeing those things भाई. No one's stupid to just rally over people. It means something to them. That's why they're coming out.
that's a great point. Celebration of hope.
It's
कि
a celebration of hope.
मैं भी हो सकता था वो.
Exactly. गुकेश के केस में it's sport and जो लोग वो sport देखते हैं वो लोग आएंगे.
हाँ.
It's sport अब उतना popular है नहीं तो कम लोग आ रहे हैं. Sport ज़्यादा popular होगा ज़्यादा लोग आएंगे.
Or grow हो रहा है ना, like you can see, like for example when Vidit was going to certain events earlier, there used to be people, but now when he goes you can't go without a security guard.
I saw you playing with Gukesh, but उस समय at least in the video it was seeming that you were giving a decent fight to him. So was it just कि वो कैमरा में लग रहा था या?
No, but he started well. He played 15 moves well. Everyone applauded that also. Anand was also there. He
Chess
also
में क्या
liked.
रट्टा है भाई.
नहीं ऐसा नहीं बिल्कुल भी
15
नहीं.
moves का तो रट्टा है भाई.
No, it's not at all like
भाई,
that.
you know or I know?
I know.
You don't know. You know only the top one. It's like the वो नहीं अंबानी talking about अरे ऋण कितने का है, बाजी कितने की मिलती है. You don't know the real grassroots. At our level,
You are grassroots.
yes, you are at the top. For you, it's not. For you, you come with novelty. We know how to play Queen's Gambit 10 moves deep, and we know that ratta.
What he's saying makes sense
That's
because
what I'm saying.
certain
You
strategies are well known, like opening में. So he's playing that and surviving a few moves.
आप कितना
Clearly
नहीं,
he
first
lacks
1v3
talent. So
yeah, 1v3 खेलना है वो सब नहीं है ना, वो top moves है. आपने
no, but I think Samay, if you focus well, you can give fight to anyone, but he will not be able to win.
Chess में, like for example, other sports में age is a very very big factor. कि in tennis, people that usually in the top were in the 20s, all the up to Djokovic and Federer in the 30s, and they're still dominating. But in chess, because it's a more mental sport, what is the criteria for age? Like how important is age? Like is it like, you know, we see an 18-year-old winning a world championship, and can you play till like your 60s, 70s and still be very competitive?
You can play till you are old in chess, but I think your peak will be around 35-40 generally, because one is that your reflexes slow down. जैसे shorter formats में you start making mistakes in the 4th or 5th hour of game, or when it's shorter format तो आप इतना fast calculate नहीं कर सकते. Second is that youngsters are anyway, they learn stuff much more easily.
Other reasons ki once you are like in a certain age, you have more responsibilities, you have less number of hours to dedicate to the sport, which as a kid, if you're fully like for example Gukesh Purag, they decided to fully focus on chess and like only do certain amount of school time, like you know, they went all in. Let's say if you're 25 above, you'll have other responsibilities to take care of also.
Did you go to full school and all, or did
Yeah,
you
yeah.
spend you play
No, I
chess?
did my schooling, then I did my graduation also.
Oh wow.
But that's
I know
pretty
थोड़ा वो vibe नहीं आता ना.
आपने कितना, आपका भी सेम है, ग्रेजुएट ही हो.
Same है.
Printing
मेरा
engineer
विदाउट
है
कोटा है
भाई.
बस.
What would you tell someone if someone says that chess is not a sport, chess is a game? Like what is, like do you agree, do you disagree, what is your take?
I disagree. स्पोर्ट के जो सारे फैक्टर्स होते हैं वो चेस में भी है.
सिवाय पैसा.
Like there is a competitive element, you know, we are facing against each other, and preparation part hota hai, training part hota hai. You come to the game.
But also there are elements, like there are two players, there is a physical aspect, there is a mental aspect. सब कुछ है chess में. Like
But
those
they-
who say there is no physical aspect, they just have never played chess before.
So for brands which are watching, for companies that are watching, how can they sponsor chess? Like आपने बोला कि the people earn through tournament wins, the prize money and sponsorships. So how can people sponsor, and what are the avenues कि ये एक प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ स्पॉन्सरशिप होता है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल IPL में पता है कि हमें तुम आप ये होर्डिंग लगा सकते हो, ये बाउंड्री में वो लगा सकते हो, ये सब बहुत कुछ है, प्लेयर में यहाँ लोगो लगा दो, ये वो. चेस में हाउ कैन ब्रांड्स, अगेन आई वांट टू ट्राई टू सी इफ द rank 11 to rank 100 also make money. So what are ways we can encourage that?
So there are some chess players who do these vlogs in which you can put like Mama Earth integration. You can, you know, just integrate the brand in the vlogs. That's what I have seen.
I think one of the best ways to get a sponsor to chess is when, let's say, someone sponsors Vidit. He will play across the world and he will have a logo here, here, and here. And as chess broadcast starts getting more and more viewers, the logo will be seen by more people. He'll be interviewed at more places. So that is value.
Got it. So what about the rank 11 to 100 though? Like Vidit को तो फिर भी we'll see here and there.
Correct. So that is where you, if you want to back someone, the cost would be much lesser than if, let's say, you are backing someone in another sport. So that is one thing you can think about. The other is, of course, tournament sponsor कर सकते हैं. वहाँ पे if an event is happening, then they can have their hoardings there. For example, let's say kids event is happening, then someone can sponsor it, which are into kids products
Super
and
chats.
so on. भाई वो तो player को करना है ना
Hey,
support.
but you help chess with it. This guy is very good with it. So all the super chats that come on his channel, he donates it all to help chess.
Really?
Yeah, like all his membership, जो भी people contribute करते हैं, he has a foundation Help Chess, which is a completely not for profit. which helps like aspiring players.
Gives them laptops, gives them lot of.
Yeah.
आप भी अपना membership के revenue से वही कर रहे हो?
Genuine, no. I give it to like cab drivers, Ubers, auto drivers, restaurant owners, hotel owners, Ray-Ban.
There was at some point, Samay had a membership, many tiers. He used to donate to chess. Matlab, that was something. Actually, Samay.
I had a lot of tax issues after that.
I
to
can
be
tell
honest.
you one thing that Samay started a lot of things related to money coming into chess not through sponsors and all. Of course, sponsors came because he was there, but also because the community started contributing. Be it
Yeah.
super chats, be it memberships, be it fundraisers. He did many of these. So right now, chess has a very
Pandemic में भी किया
vibrant
था.
community.
Is it right to say Samay has made chess cool in India?
I agree.
Without a doubt.
I think it's not. Again, I always say this because they always embarrass me like this. It's a
No,
joint
it's
effort.
true. It's a fact.
It's a joint effort. एक हाथ से ताली नहीं बजती. कुछ लोग बजा लेते हैं पर.
नहीं, वो है ना एक मीम है, ताली नहीं बजती लेकिन चुटकी बजती है.
नहीं मैं बजा लेता हूँ.
देखो मजा आ रहा है.
Okay, I can hear
So
it.
some people are independent, but yeah, to the rest, it's not always
So
the
he
case.
brought in new people to the game. Like the existing chess community was watching somewhere. Now he's getting so red in his face. But
ऐसा ही उसने, it's just everyone was like, I discussed that chess में, even though they are so big, they're not famous. So they immediately jumped on the stream because they had free time. If यही कोई अभी cricket में number 2, number 3 होता, वो भाव भी नहीं देता मेरे को. So thanks that chess was not that popular, I got the opportunity to come in at a time where they were all like, there's no one knew Vidhi Gujarati, to be, honest, and he just jumped in. Sagar Shah also jumped in, and we all together, we helped the chess community, we brought in more people, everyone gained out of it.
I agree.
So it was a joint effort.
Oh, that's great. No, but like I've heard from a lot of people, and I myself, like couple of years ago, where even you were not as peak as what you're right now. But I had heard from a lot of people like कि मैं chess देखना चालू किया, और देखना, not even खेलना. Chess देखता कौन है? मेरे को पहले I was like chess देखता कौन है यार? खेलते हैं but देखता कौन है? But they're like because of Samay Raina. That's a pretty remarkable thing.
Yeah, I also like, and at the places that I get to hear this, I was in Kolhapur at one. I was eating dosa at a stall, and that guy was making the dosa. He told me, he actually complained that in the whole pandemic I saw your streams.
And he was upset about that.
I don't know. He just didn't make a good dosa. That I can tell you.
So
Before he had no occupation,
No,
then
he
he
was a
thought कि
IT professional.
Samay ये
He was an IT engineer before that.
IIT,
IT.
but he was earning lesser than now.
No, he
dosa.
was doing great.
अच्छा.
Have you watched this movie Shatranj Ke Khiladi? No. There's one movie you should watch about chess. It's called Shatranj Ke Khiladi. Only Bollywood movie about chess so far. Two kings, they play chess. They get so into chess because it's a very addictive game, right? And they get so into chess that they forget about their empire. They lose their empire. Their wives cheat on them. They just don't. They lose every single thing. And at the end, what they're doing? They are playing chess. So that's the moral of the story. They just leave it to
And
that.
are they happy?
That's up to debate.
that question should be answered. No. खुश है तो बस हो गया फिर काम.
शतरंज के खिलाड़ी ही तो हैं वो.
नहीं, वो खुश हैं लेकिन उनका पूरा एम्पायर जो है वो बेचारे सोल्जर लोग लड़ रहे हैं, मर रहे हैं.
हाँ, तो they lose everything. Some other people come, they occupy their whole thing. Everything goes away.
वो तो कुछ और
Just
भी कर
imagine
सकते थे.
only one movie about chess in India, and this was the moral.
आ रहे अभी और अच्छे movies are coming. Very good movies will come. जैसे विषय आनंद पे biopic is coming.
Really?
Hopefully. Yes, and it has been in discussion for a long time. उनके his life is just amazing, right? Like he has been at the top of a sport for over 3 decades. So people have said कि उनको भारत रत्न भी मिलना चाहिए.
100%. Because I remember when I was like probably in primary school or middle school, that time I used to hear that he's on the top, and now he's still like there and like he's just continued. Like I want to talk a little bit about Gukesh क्योंकि views वहाँ से आएगा.
Yes, sir.
So what was your reaction when you saw Gukesh winning?
Mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings.
मुझे तो लगा नहीं था कि वो गेम जो 14th गेम जो जीता he'll win in that क्योंकि game was going to a draw.
Yeah.
I was on the stream also. मुझे लगा draw होगा, मैंने देखना बंद कर दिया था. And then the blunder happened. So first reaction was अरे how did this happen? So I went and checked back the game, and before it could sink in, I was getting calls to speak about it. So after a few days, it's sunk in कि Gukesh has become the world champion, and I'm extremely happy for him. I think it's very good for Indian chess, very very good, because we saw with Vishy what happened. So many people took up. I remember when I was growing up, एक magazine आता था Chess Mate करके, and उस पे I used to see the top players playing, training. यहाँ पे ऐसे एक resort में बैठे train कर रहे हैं, coaches आ रहे सिखा रहे. That was like, okay, let me take up chess. So now many kids will be looking at Gukesh's stream तब, and they'll be like, अरे मुझे भी ऐसा बनना है. तो aspirational value बहुत बढ़ गया है. So we'll see that effect in couple of years.
Yeah, it's like plays a big role into popularizing the sport even more.
Without a doubt. नीरज चोपड़ा के बाद javelin के like more people are into the sport ऐसे हो.
Also, I think most of the top Indian chess players are very good role models for the youth, and they have not lost their humility because of money.
Yeah.
So I feel like chess में it makes you like that. Just imagine when you win the game, you cannot cheer, you cannot do like yes I won या ऐसा कुछ. You have to shake hands, you have to get up. The sport inherently teaches you certain things which stay with you.
But do you think, counter question, that very thing makes it not a very exciting
Yes.
thing to root for?
Sure, but we have found ways to make it exciting.
Yes.
Like we are dancing, we are doing as viewers. We don't want the players to get out of
don't-
that.
Like imagine if Magnus Carlsen wins a game and the opponent just takes the board and you are saying
I
you
would
not watched
prefer it not to happen that way.
You are the gatekeeper of the sport.
Not really.
But you tell me from a audience point of view.
हाँ, from a pure entertainment, yeah, I would थोड़ा time pass
You
होगा.
just imagine Gukesh comes on live and just says, "अरे this Magnus Carlsen, इसको तो मैं बैंड बजाऊंगा इसकी अभी, इसको मैं दिखाता हूँ अगले
भाई
एपिसोड में."
गेट कीपर का ऑपोजिट क्या होता है? गेट ओपनर.
Well wisher.
गेट ओपनर.
Flood gates are open.
Reducing the
The what? The what? That word is you are looking for is integrity, and that word is associated with gatekeepers. You tell
not
me
really.
honestly.
Not really. I'm just
No,
saying.
let's ask a public perspective on this.
Like, to be completely transparent, yes, like for someone who does not watch the sport, thoda if it was more engrossing, more things happening, thoda more drama, I would have
अभी
probably.
क्या होता है ना, अभी chess game हमने खेला, ठीक है? Let's say we finish, I lose in the most brutal way. I'll be like, and I'll go. But if I was like, अबे तेरे यार तू यार, what you got lucky यार, धक्का मार दिया, लोग आ गए रोकने, अरे no. Bhai, come on man, that's the dream I have.
Do you think in any other sport it happens? टेनिस में भी नहीं करता है कोई ऐसे. हाँ तो ठीक है ना, टेनिस में भी कोई ऐसा मारता है क्या? मतलब they shake hands. It's a good sport.
टेनिस में रैकेट भी तोड़ते हैं भाई बीच में.
He will say sportsman spirit is gatekeeping.
No, this is not. I am
He will be like कि अभी there is nothing like sportsman spirit in this world. It is gatekeeping. ऐसे नहीं है
No,
मतलब.
but there has to be a little bit of,
मतलब आप तो बोल रहे हो कि मैं ये नाइट को ऐसा
Business.
मूव कर दूं, तो भी बढ़िया है.
हाँ, थोड़ा गुस्सा दिखा के
मतलब थोड़ा बिजनेस.
वो तो बोल रहे हैं नाइट 2.5 कदम भी नहीं चलेगा, ऐसे ही चलेगा.
नहीं ऐसा क्यों? तो स्पोर्ट के साथ आप स्पोर्ट का रूल बदल रहे हो.
भाई क्यों गेट कीप कर रहे हो?
नहीं ये तो गलत है, ये तो रूल बदल रहे हो. You were having a good argument until this point.
I'm just saying.
ठीक है, now the ball is in my court because of that horrible point you made.
I'm just saying that
But
it
you
was
see-
not worth to. हाँ, but
When you
anyway.
see these trash talking chess videos, I watch them fully.
Yes.
कि यार ये गरीब, अबे तुझे क्या आता है? हट. ऐसे जब
So
होगा ना,
that also exists in chess. There are people
Not at
who
their
are
level.
not at their.
That's
They
the
are
problem.
I think playing it in a more.
when
I mean,
Muhammad
what he's
Ali
saying
and
is
Joe
कि
Frazier was
to-
happening.
if players के यहाँ पे और ऐसे इमोशंस दिख जाए, तो it would be more.
ये सब अभी बोलता है discipline,
also like
discipline,
let's-
उसके बाद चेस बिजनेस का थंबनेल गुकेश रोता हुआ ही रखता है फिर.
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I mean thumbnails तो आपने ही बताया था बनाने को. till समय came into the sport, I was not even making thumbnails. ये बोला भाई 500 रुपए spend करो, thumbnail बनाओ, ये करो. And I think that
See,
helped.
I can only tell you the business aspect of it. The chess is great sport, amazing, well wishers, great handshake. But as a pure businessman, you guys need to step up the game.
So why is golf में क्यों पैसा इतना? बोलो.
Golf तो अमीर लोग का गेम है ना भाई.
The people who are playing also are rich because you need such a big land to play even. मतलब कि you can't even.
Something even becomes popular by being classy. It's possible that chess is a game of people
Chess-
who is filled with like
That is true.
certain ethics, certain things, and then people who connect with that will support it.
And you become a premium sport that way. Like for example, Wimbledon is a very, very premium. You see only ads of Rolex and Mercedes and
It's
like.
possible that we reach there.
Bhai-
We are not even trying. Bhai, आप तो समझो, if you go to Rolex and say कि please sponsor India's Got Latent, समझो. Do you think that they will sponsor at some point?
What? How he is thinking? How he is looking down on me through Rolex?
नहीं, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. Not down.
No, but I do agree.
Wait a second.
How did you look down upon chess by saying कि पैसा नहीं है, पैसा नहीं है?
Knight is back.
ये अगर चेस में हो जाए, यही चाहिए मुझे चेस में. But I will get back on this.
But
Yo,
is it,
Rolex को लेके आएंगे.
I will get back on this.
Now it's personal.
Samay, one thing is true. You may get 20 million views, but Rolex has a higher likelihood to sponsor chess than India's Got Latent, even if you have more views.
Do you think?
And a 5 rupee product has a higher likelihood of.
Wow, just attacking my brands. You know what? The next brand I'll get for Latent, you guys will all be watching.
हाँ भाई.
हटाओ ये रोलेक्स
love
रोलेक्स उससे भी बड़ा ब्रांड लेके आता
देखो
हूँ.
ऐसे ग्रो होता है क्रिएटर.
मैं अभी लाइक अगले में अगर मैंने कोका कोला ही नहीं लाया ना तो मैं याद आ गया.
बस मत लाना बस और कुछ
अभी आ रहा है.
ये हटाना होगा लेकिन
अभी
अभी
मैं कॉल करता हूँ स्प्राइट इन लोगों को बड़े बड़े लोग को लाता हूँ मैं.
नहीं भाई, आप तो ला ही सकते हो ना, बट रोलेक्स का बात चल
रोलेक्स
रहा
से ज्यादा है भाई स्प्राइट. कोका कोला मेक्स वे मोर मनी देन रोलेक्स. रोलेक्स इज अ चेस बेस इंडिया ऑफ देयर लेवी रॉजमैन.
भाई. अभी तो फुल ये हो गया एकदम.
ट्रिगर हो गया, पर्सनली ले लिया थोड़ा.
ये चेस में नहीं चाहिए क्या भाई?
हाँ नहीं मजा
ये
तो आएगा.
आपका वीडियो यही वाला पार्ट देखेंगे लोग.
हाँ पता
वो सब नहीं देखेंगे कि ओ भाई साउथ इंडिया है ओ नहीं. ये देखेंगे लोग.
हाँ, तो इसका क्लिप बनेगा
यही
जो और चैनल पे जाएगा.
ये ट्रेलर
अभी रेवेंट जाके खुश हुआ है 1.5 घंटे से.
यही वेट कर रहा था.
वो जो स्माइल है.
खुश हुआ है जाके. इतना स्टूडियो आज किया है बुक.
What's the top question? How can you become grandmaster? यहाँ हम चेस खेल रहे तब.
कब से हार भी नहीं रहे हो.
हाँ आई एम वेटिंग फॉर यू टू लूज.
This guy, I've already lost when I've been playing with him.
So and is it true कि जो चेस खेलते हैं वो मैथ्स में बहुत स्ट्रांग है? मतलब ये तो है ना कि चेस में बहुत प्रोबेबिलिटी ये सब यूज होता है.
I don't think so. It's related. ऐसा मुझे.
एकदम में नहीं.
मुझे एक लगता है that
Although he's a
chess teaches you थोड़े स्टेप्स आगे देखना. बिकॉज इमेजिन जैसे ये पोजीशन देख लो, ठीक
भाई
है.
50 मुझसे मेट नहीं हो गया.
द किंग wants to run away, ठीक है.
Yeah.
So now what happens generally is I will think one move ahead, but I will think कि वो इधर गया तो मेरा next move क्या है, उसके बाद क्या है. So chess players naturally, because it's through gamified way, you know, it's not like कोई बोल रहा है आगे सोचो अगर आपको लाइफ में, पर बोला ये खेलेगा तो वो ये करेगा, फिर तुम ये करोगे, फिर वो ये करेगा, फिर क्या करोगे. So a young kid who is 6 or 7 years old will naturally learn how to think about the opponent's threat, कि सामने वाला क्या करेगा.
He will look at everyone as a game then. That's the thing he's saying. He will just look at जैसे आपसे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, मैं दिल से दिल की बात कर रहा हूँ. वो सोचेगा इसको मुझसे क्या चाहिए.
भाई ये
मैं
बंदा है
इसको क्या
ना,
दूँ.
at the right time he turns spiritual, ठीक है. At the right time he becomes a capitalist. At the right time he will also become ऐसे एकदम ही ज्ञान देने वाला. At the right
Intellectual.
time he will become like क्या तुम लोग गेट कीपिंग कर रहे हो. So it's so difficult to catch this. You are like
So why you as a chess player are unable to have a conversation?
I
and
am
look
having
to a
the
step
main
side?
thing is that
How
you-
am I outsmarting you in the conversation if chess actually helps?
I'm just saying that you are not outsmarting or anything, but you are all the time using
Guys, comments. Tell us who won between me and Sagar Shah. You decide.
Comments में.
I think he won.
He looked 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. Chess, it looks like a stressful sport.
From
But
his hairline, you're saying this.
yeah, pretty much. But is it actually a stressful sport? Do you think mental health के लिए आप बोले ना health के लिए it should be taught?
For example, when I was growing up, I had lot of like I didn't take losing well, so it helps you in personality. You learn to take the losses.
I think
You're
sports- no,
actually
but-
humbled.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
much.
Sports in a way teaches you that how
Like,
to
तुम्हारा
take
ego
losses.
धीरे-धीरे मारता है वो.
ये तो होता है.
Like, you're
कोई
not
लोग
that
नहीं
great.
सीख पाते, but
Yeah.
some people learn and
It can be
imagine
a great learning tool.
they leave chess at that point or leave the sport in real life they will be able to take the losses.
So, for example, in chess, I cannot blame anyone else for my loss. Like the intervention of like an arbiter is so minimal.
Umpire, basically.
Umpire, yeah. So होता ही नहीं है. So it's only like completely my fault that I've lost. So I have to learn to realize that like कि वो जो blame game है इसकी वजह से आ रहा है और luck factor.
You lost because of yourself.
Yeah, I lost and it's so objective कि मुझे पता है exactly मैंने कहाँ mistake की, what I could do. So the blame game जो मैं ऐसा like life में अरे यार मेरे से कुछ चल नहीं रहा है. Of course that is there in me. I'm not saying it's not gone, but I've gotten better at.
तो इन
भाई
this
सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ.
मैं लंदन आया था मिलने आपसे पहली बार आफ्टर सो मेनी मंथ्स आई एम मीटिंग माय फ्रेंड विद गुजराती आई डिडंट नो ही हैड जस्ट लॉस्ट अ गेम भाई इसने मुझे देखा तक नहीं भाई ही जस्ट वेंट अवे ही जस्ट लुक्ड थ्रू मी एंड ही जस्ट वेंट एंड ही
आपको मारा थोड़ी मैंने.
तो मेरा इमोशनल जो हर्ट हुआ मेरे को मैं गुलाब लेके आया था इनके लिए बुके
Oh.
एंड ही जस्ट इग्नोर्ड मी आई सेड विद इट एंड ही जस्ट and he went and he was just
शाम को इनका शो था.
yeah, he didn't even come to that show like so
man,
chess
that's
doesn't
wrong.
teach you anything I
भाई
whatever
दूसरे टूर्नामेंट खेलने गए थे इसलिए नहीं शो देख पाया.
but you remember that night
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm very good. There are some people who are very good at taking losses. They like move on very quickly. I'm not one of those. But I'm better
so
than
why
what
you
I
are
was.
talking about
But I'm better than what I
इससे पहले
was.
क्या जूता ही मारते थे क्या
बहुत मैं like लोगों को नहीं.
सेल्फ हार्म
What self like ऐसे यार क्या गुस्सा में था क्या कर दिया मैंने ऐसे like now I'm recovering faster after loss.
Do you have to be very wealthy to be a chess player, like in a grand, like you know, like in a senior
गुड
level?
क्वेश्चन इस पे डिबेट होगा अभी देख में इट्स वेरी नाइस क्वेश्चन
अच्छा आप बोले आप इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट्स में जाते थे, कोच आपका ट्रैवल करता था.
But actually, the thing is, of all the people who have come at the top in the chess world abhi currently, nobody has come from like a very rich background. Because I feel
So it's not like F1 जहाँ पर
no, but
usually.
there is money required a lot क्योंकि coaching is expensive. Like the equipment cost नहीं है, but the coaching and travel part is there until you reach a certain level where you get sponsorships or something. तो वो start में you need support.
Yeah, I think once you begin your journey, it's easy because it requires just a board and chess pieces and locally कोई tournament हो रहा है city में you can go and play. But once you get slightly better, you need to travel. So travel cost and training cost because training of chess is quite expensive. In fact, you train with anyone and chess coaching market is quite well established. It can cost anywhere between 500 rupees per hour to as high as 10,000 rupees per hour.
Wow.
Just taking some coaching from a good chess
By the
player.
way, why do you think? Sorry, go.
या
on.
प्लीज
No,
यू
go on.
नो नो प्लीज प्लीज
Why do you
so
think?
I
बोलो.
no आप
अरे बोलो भाई.
आप बोलो
I'm done.
नहीं आफ्टर यू
Why?
तो जो प्रज्ञानंदा है why how do you think प्रज्ञानंदा and all they have done it without money
No, they took risks. I think at some point the family was under a lot of stress. Same with Vidit. I think his mother gave up her profession. She gave up what she was doing. They took loans. They sold out their stuff so that his career. And now he's quite established and so. So risk did materialize.
Okay, we'll just quickly wrap it up. So one last question for you guys. Where do you see yourself, not yourself, where do you see chess in the next 15-20 years?
I see India as clearly established as number one. I mean, they are right now. I still feel कि we are number one with the current performances. But then it will be like how Russia had the dominance for many years. I see India doing that.
Is it like, you know, बोलते हैं कि क्रिकेट में 1983 में जब वर्ल्ड कप जीता था इंडिया, फिर everyone started playing cricket after that. And probably this Gukesh win and like all your live streaming and whatever you guys have been up to for the last 3-4 years, it's all contributing and culminating together and the sport exploding.
I think बहुत बार ऐसे हो जाता है ना कि when you have a golden generation, all the focus goes there, and then there are not the next generation does not get their due many times. So it's very important while we celebrate our champions right now that we continue to invest in the next generation. कि जो लोग अभी young है उनको support मिलना चाहिए and so on. And I think that if that happens, then India will continue to dominate for years to come.
Ford Pharma I love your
Thank you.
videos man short videos best
अब लॉन्ग में आ रहा हूँ एड रेवेन्यू के लिए.
yes sir please do
Thank you so much, Samay. Thank you, Sagar.
Thank you.
And thank you, Vidit. Thank you so much for coming here. And hopefully chess at some point becomes as famous as India's got latent.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. And we can end on there.
And hopefully you also become one day as famous as Ranveer Alabadia.